Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the scoreboard keepers. You're around here, we keep the seats, we keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref, and we'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers, ladies and gentlemen, because guess who made the scoreboard? Guess who's on the board? You would not believe it. The Houston Rockets. When's the last time we said that name? The Houston Rockets and playoffs in the same sentence. I don't know if we've ever said that, but they made the board, so let's put it up. They're on the board, and it should only take 10 minutes, man. Let's get this clock rolling. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're diving into a 10-minute breakdown of the Houston Rockets. Incredible season and their current 9-game winning streak. Let's explore how this young team has risen to the number 2 seed in the Western Conference and what it means for their playoff aspirations. When have we said that in the last 10 years? When have we said that? When was the last time we've said that? I don't even know when the last time we've mentioned those two teams, them two names in the same sentence. But it feels good to be able to do it. And I have a feeling it has something to do with that coach down there, okay, Ime Udoka. I have a feeling that it has a whole lot to do with him, and I'm going to give him a lot of the credit for what's going on down there because I know he's a qualified and a bona fide coach no matter what happened in Boston. Zebras don't change their stripes, okay? So let's get this thing rolling. The winning streak. The Rockets are on fire, boasting the longest active winning streak in the NBA with a 46-25 record. They've climbed from the number 5 seed to the number 2 seed in just a few weeks. This marks their first playoff appearance since the 2019-2020 season. And they're entering the postseason with serious momentum. So who's driving this thing? I mean, who are the key players? Who's driving this success? I mean, they got to have somebody on the floor, right? Of course they do. Fred VanVleet. Okay, y'all know him. Ice in his veins. The veteran guard has been instrumental, especially in their recent win against the Miami Heat. VanVleet scored 37 points, including 9 3-pointers, showcasing his leadership and clutch performances. Who else? He got to have some Robins, right? If he's Batman, got to have a few Robins, more than one. Jabari Smith Jr., returning from injury. Smith has been a force on both ends of the court, contributing significantly to the team's success. Amen Thompson, another key player back from injury. Thompson has added depth and energy to the lineup with standout performances in recent games. So look at that. So look at that. You have players coming back at the perfect time. Listen, when you got players coming back from injury and everybody's sinking and the chemistry is there and they're gelling all at the same time at this point of the year, you got a recipe for success. And you got a coach that's eager to get back to where he was and what he's acclimated to. You have a recipe for success. And it's good to see that in Houston because let me tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, Houston Rockets have a rich tradition when it comes to basketball. Very rich. We're talking Ralph Sampson, we're talking Clyde Drexler. We're talking Vernon Maxwell. We're talking Kenny Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, they have some talent. I'm talking about some of the greatest players of all time have come out of this franchise. So, you know, a lot of people who just may become basketball fans since the Oklahoma City Thunders of the world have come into the league and just different, new teams that, new expansion teams that have popped up. You guys got to understand something. When you say Houston Rockets, we're used to saying that in the same sentence as NBA Finals, some of us. So, you know what I mean? Make no mistake about it. I know there's a lot of offense going around and there's a lot of shooters, but guess what? Offense wins games, defense wins championships. And guess what? Houston Rockets don't lack that because the Rockets defense has been the cornerstone of their success. They lead the league in rebound margin, offensive boards, and second chance points. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there gets you to the next round of the playoffs. That means somewhere on this team, they have some dogs. They got some people that's bringing their hard hats. The Dennis Rodmans of the world. The Bill Lambiers of the world. You got some people that's willing to get to it. Okay? And they ain't trying to have you stop them from getting to it either. They got some dogs out there. This defensive intensity has allowed them to outwork opponents and secure crucial wins. Like what? The overtime thriller versus the 76ers. The Rockets rallied back from a 25-point deficit to win that game 144-137 in overtime. Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr. each scored 30 points, showcasing the team's resilience. So they both dropped the 30-piece on the Sixers. Both of them. Because they got dogs. Now, I'm not saying it would be that hard. It's that, difficult to do it against the Sixers right now. But to do it on the NBA level, for both of them to drop a 30-piece is saying something. Also, they had a victory over the Heat in their 9th straight win of this streak. The Rockets defeated the Miami Heat 102-98 with Van Fleet leading the charge. Of course, he has that veteran leadership from Toronto. Everybody remembers him playing up there, right? He has ice in his veins, and he never seen a shot he never liked. He never seen a shot he didn't like, y'all. I'm telling you. This winning streak couldn't have come at a better time. The Rockets are gaining confidence and momentum as they head into the playoffs. While their young core lacks postseason experience, this streak has prepared them for the challenges ahead. And this is where Van Fleet comes into play, right here. He's good to have around those young players, man. He's the type of guy that's a floor general. If you've never heard of it before, that's what we would call him, a floor general. He knows where everybody's supposed to be. He knows how to prepare everybody to be in the spot so he can get the assists. And so you can have a successful run of your offense. You want a guy like that in the driver's seat. Despite their success, the Rockets must address shooting efficiency issues and maintain consistency. Their ability to adapt and perform under pressure will be tested in the playoffs, no doubt. No doubt it will be tested in the playoffs. I mean, listen, the playoffs ain't for the faint of heart. But I'm going to tell you something right now. They have something that a lot of teams don't have. And when it comes down to that defense and those things that we just named about their defense, I'm telling you something right now. They get you into the next round of the playoffs, and they can excel you to the finals. We've seen it happen before with certain teams, like the Detroit Pistons. We've seen some grimy teams that were able to just outwork the other team, get to the finals, and hold teams to. It's a new world now, but there was a time when defenses held teams to under like 90 points. You were only averaging 90 points against their defense. The 130s of the world and the 140s of the world, 120s of the world that you see today didn't exist because there were all world defensive players playing. They would have taken what goes on today, they would have taken as an insult. Because not only were you, this is why I have so much respect for players like Kobe Bryant, Rasheed Wallace, and Hakeem Olajuwon and Tim Duncans of the world, and Shaq and Charles Barkley's and Scottie Pippens. Because guys, when we talk about them guys, all we talk about is we talk about them in a completeness. It wasn't just their offense we were talking about. Them dudes played defense, and Charles Barkley was known as the round mound of rebound. So he wasn't just only scoring points. He was also grabbing the boards. He was one of the greatest rebounders of all time. He just was. Karl Malone. Them guys played defense and they took it personal. They wanted to guard the best players. You wasn't coming in there and it was going to just drop 30 and 40 points on anybody because them dudes knew how to play defense. Michael Jordan was all NBA defense. Kobe Bryant. Them dudes, they saying, listen, they had the mentality that I'm going to do it to you, but you're not going to do it to me. I'm going to take it away from you, but you're not going to take it away from me, because they were so well-rounded. And you don't see that today, which is why the fruits of the labor is what you see in the All-Star game now, which is why people, don't want to watch it, because people feel like they just coming in there and don't nobody want to get hurt. Nobody wants to play against the best. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to play defense of all things. You go to an All-Star game, you liable to see 200 points. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility that you could walk into an All-Star game today and it's just a jump shooting contest. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see the league going that way. You know what I mean? I would like to see it get back to its traditional roots and start guaranteeing some more money in there, and even insurance if you have to get these guys to play a little harder during games like that. Make it worth the people's money that's coming out to see them, because make no mistake about it, the fans are the ones that pay your salary. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys heard the horn go off. Okay, that's going to conclude this 10-minute rundown of the Houston Rockets. Stay tuned for more updates and always keep it locked on the Scoreboard Keepers. And how do you do that? You got to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, you got to like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you guys thumb up this video. And guess what? I would also like you guys to, especially the Houston Rocket fans. I know there's a lot of just all around NBA fans, but leave your comments below on how you guys feel about these Houston Rockets right now. How do you guys feel about where they can possibly go and where they can possibly end up when it comes to these playoffs right now? They're sitting at the number 2 seed, which means a few home playoff games. So you guys, I look forward to seeing you guys. And before we leave, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, not just any God, but the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because that's the God we serve over here. So ladies and gentlemen, until we see you on the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers, God bless and score. Congratulations, Houston Rockets.